he was like the top man. This man was about my height. I'm 5'2". Huh? I ain't told a story in a minute. I need some water. I'm sorry. Why you didn't say that, Joe? Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. You probably are new here because it's literally been 3 months, and I'm sorry about that. But if you're not new here, thank you for coming back. I'm back. I'm making a story time just to jump into all this again, because I was trying to do vlogs. Sorry y'all, I'm trying to fix my hair. I was trying to give y'all vlogs for the longest, but I just feel like that can't be my jumping back into YouTube video. I'm sorry. The vlogs never made the cut, and also there was technical difficulties. So yeah. Anyways, if you're new here, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're not, welcome back. Like I said, today's video, you saw the title, it's gonna be a story time. I have so many stories from this specific job. Today I'm gonna tell y'all like the big story, the biggest story, matter of fact. So today's story is going to be me explaining to y'all one of the biggest reasons that I finally decided to leave from the fast food industry, because I'm not going to be saying where I used to work at. If you know, you know, but if you don't, then you just don't. I'm gonna be explaining why I left that job. There's a lot of reasons, but I'm just gonna be telling y'all the story, like one of my final moments there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. I have been at this job for about a year and some change at this point, if I'm not mistaken. Most definitely had to be over a year, because I only left a couple months ago. Sorry y'all if y'all can hear my chair, by the way. I am moving, and if you hear any background noise, my family is cleaning slash doing their own thing. But I just had a real impulsive decision to make this video, and I really want to get it out this time, so we're just gonna roll with it. I have been there for like a year and a half at this point, and amongst a whole bunch of other reasons, I was ready to go. I was ready to go, but I still was staying because I have been there for so long. And I mean, it wasn't a terrible job, but it also wasn't the greatest job. Basically, it was a day. We had just got a new manager, and a lot of people really didn't like the new manager, but like this was like, I think my first time meeting him, or maybe second time. Honestly, I'm not sure, but it wasn't that long because I didn't know him like that. We're gonna call this manager Joe. Joe is not his real name. Don't be in my damn thing looking for a goddamn person named Joe. Joe is not a real person. Joe was never real. So basically, Joe had just started, and Joe was really trying to put like this act on that he was like the top man, you know, he big macho man. And I was like, okay, managers be throwing out when they get into this store. It's okay, that's how they be. They just want us to be scared. But I was like, okay. Keep in mind though, like, to give y'all something to like imagine without going into his looks, this man was about my height. I'm 5'2". And if you don't believe me, I just don't know what to tell you, but that man was short and skinny. So basically, Joe had came in, and he was just, you know, doing his job. He really didn't say much to me. He really didn't give me a problem when he first got there. So honestly, it started off a normal day. I was doing fine. I had my AirPods in. I used to be entertaining the hell out of the crew. I knew every time that I stepped in the building, they was getting a good laugh that they haven't had in a while, because I just stepped in the building. I was actually having a good day. Like literally, like I can't think of nothing that was really wrong that day. I had just went on break, and I was working in the kitchen of this place. Usually it's always boys in the kitchen. I don't know why fast food places be doing that. It's really stupid to me that all the girls just can't be in the kitchen, but I was in that kitchen. I was in that kitchen all the time, matter of fact. I was in the kitchen, and it was a couple of us back there, but again, it was all boys. So there was one dude who was by the grill, and there was another dude at the end of the table where we slide the food out. Joe was standing at the top of the table where you start making the food, and I was in the back, kind of by the fryers. The other person I'm gonna give a name, his name's gonna be Jerry. Jerry was on the grill, and the dude that was standing by the grill, they were standing near each other. I didn't know which one of them was on grill. I didn't ask. That wasn't ever my thing. I had just came back from break at this point. I went up to Joe and I was like, hey, I'm back from break. Where do you want me? Joe did not answer. I figured maybe he didn't hear me. Maybe he didn't see me, even though we the same height. But hey, maybe he didn't. I asked him again, still no answer. Joe, I know you heard me. I'm just not understanding why you didn't answer. I was like, Earth to Joe. Joe didn't answer. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go ask somebody else. I knew that the people in the front really needed some help because we were short-staffed. We were always short-staffed. We could not keep staff. So I knew that they needed help, and I didn't know where else to go. So I'm getting ready to skip on up to the front and go offer my services. Why does Joe come out of nowhere talking about some, actually,
I'm gonna need you to stay in the kitchen.
I just asked you where you wanted me, Joe. Why you didn't say that, Joe? I was like, okay, whatever, it's cool. I actually don't mind being in the kitchen because I'm always in the kitchen. I like being in the kitchen. Okay, that's fine. So I walked back and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I guess I didn't hear you. Where do you want me? And he points to, keep in mind, I said the grill was closer to the front, fryers was in the back. He points to the back and he's like, I need you to hop on fried. We call it fried because it's fried products, like chicken nuggets and other stuff, fried products. That's why it's called fried. Not fries, fried products. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get on fried. So now I walk to the back. I'm asking them what they need, so I can go ahead and drop it and get it cooking for them. They told me at the time what they needed. Okay, cool. So now I'm catching up and I get to a point where I'm just dropping everything because I know we're gonna need it. We're in a busy, we're in peak at this point. If it was peak, it was ended because we didn't start breaks till after a certain time. And so, hold on y'all, I need some water. I ain't told a story in a minute. I need some water. I'm sorry. Make sure y'all drinking y'all water so that, your skin get clear and all that other good shit because y'all don't be drinking. Joe had told me to get on fried products. I'm dropping everything. They shouldn't be lacking nothing because I made sure I dropped everything so they didn't have a reason to be waiting on anything because I'm usually not on fried products. I'm usually helping make the sandwiches and stuff. But I didn't mind being back there on fried, but I knew I had to I knew I don't usually do this, so I had to keep up basically. So that's what my goal was, to keep up. After a while, it's real quiet and I'm like, I know it's not just because I got my AirPods in. Why is nobody talking? So I'm hearing a little bit of shuffling, but I still haven't turned around at this point. I'm like, hey, do y'all need anything else? Keep in mind, I'm not looking up at this point. I'm still looking at the grease and the stuff that I've already dropped because I don't need to look up at y'all to see if y'all need anything. You can call it out to me because I just asked y'all. Nobody answers me and I was a bit concerned, but at this point I don't know why really, but it's not my fault. I don't care. Nothing that I did should warrant what I'm gonna tell y'all in a minute. I hadn't looked up at this point because I'm thinking somebody's gonna answer to what I just said, but nobody answered. So I'm like, I ask again, do y'all need anything so I could drop it? Hello? Do y'all hear me? I still haven't received no answer from nobody, but the shuffling is getting a little louder and now I'm hearing some talking, and if I heard it because now I'm hearing you over both my AirPods. So I take one out and I'm like, what am I hearing? What is this I'm hearing? I turn around, I see that there's one boy still by the grill, but he has gloves on. Okay. I see there's another at the end of the table still sliding out food. Okay. So then I see Joe standing closest to me at the top of the table still making the sandwiches. So then I see Jerry standing by the grill but more closer to me, and he's swinging stuff around like he's mad or something. I kind of made a mental note of it, but I didn't really do anything or say anything because baby, I'm a manager in training, not a manager. So I'm not gonna correct you if there's a manager right there. He should be correcting you. Joe was a manager, so I'm not understanding what Joe, what are you doing? Where were you at? But he didn't say anything and I didn't either. So then I just put my AirPod back in and continued on with my business. At this point, the talking I'm hearing, the mumbling I'm hearing is getting louder. At this point, I don't even have to take my AirPod out. I can hear what you're saying. So I started listening And it's like, we've been asking for help for all this time. Nobody want to help us. Da, da, da. I'm like,
what is he talking about?
so I still took a mental note of it, but still haven't really like put anything in my head, right? There's no thoughts in my head at this point. I'm just there. But I'm having a good time because it was a decent day. I ask again if there's anything that they need. All I hear is,
We're gonna need you to keep up.
what do you mean you gonna need me to keep? I've literally been dropping everything, giving them everything. Nobody has complained that they're missing anything. So I'm confused and concerned on why we sitting here acting like I haven't been doing my job. Now I'm getting offended, but I didn't even say anything really. I'm like, okay, y'all shouldn't be missing anything because I dropped everything. Still nobody says anything, so I'm like, well, what do y'all need? Still nobody says anything. I'm like, well, if they're not gonna tell me, I'm not gonna drop it. I turned around and I'm getting back to what I was doing. You know, I'm in my groove. I'm having a good old day. I'm minding my business. Why, y'all? I'm looking at the grease traps, right? I just see a big clear bottle fly past me and hit the wall. Right where my hand is and my head is, hit the wall. It was a clear bottle that smacked at the wall right beside me. And I was like, there's no way. No way. There's no God. There's no way. I was about to lose my cool, y'all. So I'm looking around. I start doing process of elimination. Somebody had to throw it and it wasn't me. So which one of y'all did it? I'm looking at the first boy that I told y'all with the gloves. He actually wasn't there. Like, I'm looking for him. He wasn't nowhere to be found. So I'm like, okay. And then I look at Joe. Joe is still in the same spot over by the table, where kind of close to me, but not close enough to where that clear bottle was sitting. I look, I see Jerry. Jerry's standing right by the grill, y'all. Do y'all know what that clear bottle that some ghost threw or dropped? Grill cleaner. That shit was a full bottle of grill cleaner that was open, that smacked the wall beside me. Jerry was standing by the grill. I don't care. I already did process of elimination. I know it's you. I'm on your ass now. I'm sorry, Jerry. I had to do it to you, but why would you do that? I still haven't said nothing at this point, but now Jerry is yelling, talking about we need help, we're backed up and no one's helping. Joe is like, we needed you to be on grill too and you not helping and we're backed up, we need help. You never once said grill and fried. You pointed to the back and you said fried. You never said nothing about a grill. And like I said, the first time I looked at that grill, there was 2 men standing by the grill. I'm not gonna assume that y'all need a grill person. I didn't know that old dude was about to go on break. When were y'all gonna say that? He talking about we made that very clear. We need you to catch up. Da 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 da. And I'm like, hold on. Y'all got me messed up saying that I'm supposed to be doing this and I knew this and all this other stuff. But you also got me messed up because grill cleaner just flew at me. Everything gotta stop. That's when I decided I was gonna turn up. I'm gonna turn up. So I'm like, okay, well, we can cut all that shit out. One thing we're not gonna do is throw grill cleaner at me. Y'all need to grow the fuck up and ask for help, because there's no reason that grill cleaner should be getting thrown when all you had to do was tap me and see, maybe, just maybe, ask me why I'm not doing it. Because I didn't know I was supposed to be doing it. I don't mind doing it, but you did not make that clear. So instead of being childish and throwing stuff, why is nobody tapping me and asking me, hey, did you know you're supposed to be doing this? If not, can you go ahead and do that? Because we're struggling, instead of throwing stuff. Like, come on now, we is too old. Like, everybody back in this kitchen at this point, this day in particular, is 18 and up. 18 and up. It's no reason that we shouldn't be able to talk to each other. It's no reason. I started going crazy. I can't really say everything that I said, but I had some words, some real words. He's talking, this is Joe. He turns around and he's like, you need to be the bigger person. Why are you arguing with this grown man? Why is this grown man throwing and arguing with me? It's the question that we all want to know, but no, you're gonna say something to me. I really don't understand. Did you have a personal vendetta against me because I didn't do anything to any of y'all for this to be anything that's acceptable? It's never acceptable, but it's definitely not acceptable now. So what's going on? What's going on? I start turning up on Joe because who are you to tell me to be the bigger person? And I just got chemicals thrown at me. All that being the bigger person is out of the window. It's just gone. It's just gone, just like that bottle on the floor. I took off on Joe and I just started going in on him, and I was talking to him because he had me messed up. I had this, like, I won't say friend because he's a grown man, but he was like, he used to watch over all the kids that he knew from the time that he's been there. He was like the work dad, basically. So he comes up to me because he sees I'm shaking and I'm mad and I'm in the back and I'm about to go crazy. And so he's like, whoa, 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 what's wrong? And so I'm telling him what happened, and now I'm starting to cry because when I get angry, I start to cry. He's like, you just need to take a break. Go ahead and go to the back and take a break. So I'm like, no, I'm not taking no break because I'm stubborn and I didn't want to. And so that's when he's like, no, take your break. I was like, I already took a break. He was like, let's go take a break. He keeps telling me to go take a breather because I'm literally about to go to jail tonight. That's how serious it was to me. I go sit, and I didn't even sit there for 2 minutes. I said, you know what? I'm calling in special forces. I'm calling in the mops. I called my dad. I started telling him the story. All I had to get through was, and somebody threw this man was moving. At the time, I didn't know what happened because I was telling him the story and I didn't. That's him yelling, by the way, if you heard that. I didn't know really like what happened to him. I still kept telling my story, but it was dead silent. So after I finished my story, I'm like, dang, my dad ain't said nothing in a minute. Like, I just told you a whole story and you're not speaking. Hello? So after I just keep on saying like, hello, 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 he don't answer. So I close the call out, I hang up. And so at this point, I'm sitting with my friend outside in her car and I'm crying and I'm mad. I turn, why the fuck is it Jerry sitting in a car right beside me? So I was like, wow, I'm going to go to jail today. I am. Put money on my books. That's literally what it was. Put money on my book. Just in the car, just going through the motions, just so mad, just like beyond mad. I get a call from one of my other friends who's inside. She's like, hey, did you call your dad? I said, how do you know that? Yeah, I did. Why? She's like, oh, he's here and he's looking for you. I'm like, oh, he didn't answer because he was on the way. It's over for everyone. It's over. It's over. So she tells him I'm outside. I see my dad storm out the building. He's looking at every man in the parking lot. He's like, are you Jerry? Are you Jerry? Are you Jerry? He's scaring everybody because my dad is not a small man. One of my coworkers was like, no, I'm not Jerry. I'm not Jerry. Jerry's over there. Points to him. And he also sees me walking because I said, Dad, of course. So I'm walking up to him trying to give me a hug. Not gonna lie, he did just to dismiss my hug. He was mad as hell. I don't even think he realized that I was trying to give him a hug, but he definitely just walked right past me. But I'm not even mad about it. He walks up on Jerry's car and knocks on the windows, and he's like asking Jerry, like, what's his problem? Does he have kids and all this other stuff? And Jerry was acting so scary. Like, he did not want to speak. He didn't want to say nothing. He acting like he's scared to answer. As they're handling that, and my dad is progressively getting more mad, that's when did I give him a name? I don't think I gave him a name. So the man that I said is like the dad, I'm gonna name him Bob. And so Bob comes up to me and he's talking to me. He's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm mad as hell. I'm mad as shit. Like, and then he acting like he don't want to answer to my dad. He acting scary. He's a grown man. And so I'm in there just like this. I'm yelling, da da da. That's when we happen to see none other than Joe walked to us. He turns and he was like, and which one of y'all told her to be the bigger person? I sat there quiet because obviously I knew who told me that, but I'm trying to see if he gonna say something. He's like, I told her to. He raises his hand. He wasn't being scary. He did take mad long to raise his hand, but I mean, he still owned up to it. Okay, I guess. You want a cookie? Basically, he owned up to it, and so that's when my dad started going in on him. He's like, who the hell are you to tell her to be the bigger person? He just threw chemicals at her. All that being respectful and stuff is out the window. I'm not expecting my child to be respectful to somebody who just threw chemicals at her. He was like, I had a plan to resolve the issue. I was just going to let them hash it out, but then I realized we just need to dead it now, da 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 da. But my whole thing was, which I started yelling at him right after this, saying the same thing, was, why would you not correct this grown ass man instead of me, because he's the one who's acting irrational. I never threw nothing at him. I never cussed nobody out. I didn't even start a problem. But yet I'm getting told to be the bigger person because I'm mad that you threw chemicals at me and I could have been burned, and now you guys have to pay my bills. That don't make no sense. So then that's when I started yelling at him, and he was like, I understand why you're mad, and I feel like we can still resolve this. You don't understand. You really not fit to be a manager. You're scary. Da, 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 da. I'm telling him he don't know how to do his job and everything. He was like, well, basically we could go ahead and clock you out for the night, or if you want you can stay, da da da, or you can clock yourself out. So me being the stubborn girl that I am, I said I'm gonna clock myself out because I need y'all to know, like, I'm through. I was so mad. I was talking about I was gonna quit and all this other stuff. I walked in there and I was telling everybody I was gonna quit. I was telling, not the story because I was still walking out, I was telling them like, I'm through, I'm not doing this no more, don't expect to see me no more. I leave. Dramatic, I know, but I left. Get home and I'm telling my mom what happened, and so I get a call from one of my close friends, and she's like, girl, you're not gonna believe what just happened. I'm like, what are you talking about? She said that they fired the dude who threw the chemicals at me, but what they didn't do was they didn't do it correctly. I said, what do you mean? She told me that Joe done sent Bob out to fire him. But the thing is, Bob is not a manager. That is a manager's job to fire if it has to be done, you know, in the way that it was. Bob is not a manager. I said, why did he send Bob out there and put Bob in danger if it's just a firing? You're a manager. Go explain to him why he's being fired. You know what she told me? His reason not going and telling Jerry himself that he was fired is because that man is big and he could hurt me. This is y'all's new manager, y'all. This is literally your new manager. This is who we have running the establishment. Bruh, I was so mad. But basically after that, like, I was really upset, and I was really trying to decide, do I even really care about this job to go back now that they fired him? And like, after the whole thing happened, nobody really like cared. The people who were supposed to care really didn't do anything. Like, my supervisor, all she really told me was, you know, people are gonna be crazy. You just kind of have to roll with the punches. The managers on the shift would always ask me if I was okay because I would always talk about quitting. I was like, I'm okay, but like, you know why I'm saying this. You know exactly why. Why y'all shocked? So after a while, everything started to die down. I still kept going to work, and then yeah, honestly, after that, we would talk about it here and there, and like, oh, I left a part out. Literally, as this is going on, the whole us in the kitchen arguing and stuff, he was yelling at one of the managers on the shift as well, and she was like just trying to like basically defend me, but he was just being so disrespectful to everybody. So I'm like, why is this man, this is not his first offense of like disrespecting people. So I'm like, why is this man even still here? What are y'all doing up in the office? Like, can y'all do your job? But that's basically it for this story. After a while, I just got fed up. There's a whole bunch of stories, but they're not gonna fit in one video. I just got really fed up with the establishment that I was at. That was one of the reasons I left. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people just think I got tired of it. No. I was in there fighting for my life. But if you enjoyed this story, just go ahead and give it a like, a comment, and subscribe, and turn on that notification bell, because I'm really trying to put some videos out, because I am not missing Vlogmas. Y'all know my birthday is the day after Christmas, and Vlogmas is all of December. I'm not missing it. Like, I did good with keeping up with the weekly uploads for Vlogmas last year, so I'm going for that again. No matter what I got going on, I'm really shooting for that. So we're gonna jump ahead and get into it now, so that I can be in routine by the time December comes, because that's the money making month, you know. That's for the real birthday girl. Send this to a friend so they can send it to their friends, so they can send it to their friends, so they can send it to their dog, so they can send it to their uncle, send it to their cat, send it to their brother, send it to their mother. With that, I'm out. Bye.